We're back at Techno Security we're in San Diego. Yeah, see, I always want to say Myrtle Beach because that's the other one.
That's the other one.
Yeah. So we're in San Diego. We're in Torrey Pines, and you got to dance. Sorry, I'm talking to people in the background. If you don't dance for me, man, I won't throw dollar bills at you. It's the Tigo back there causing issues. Former guest has been on the show before. If we're not getting razzed, it means we're not loved. Is what it is.
Exactly.
So we're on the final day. It's
Yes, we
been a
are.
good show for here. It's
I must say. Very
record-breaking
good.
numbers is what they have said.
All right. No, I haven't
Numbers.
heard any numbers, but I'm more than happy with being here.
Yeah. So Magnus, right?
Yes.
Hedlund. See, I'm trying to do this from memory without looking down at your
Very
name
good
tag.
Swedish.
From Vespereye.
Vespereye.
Vespereye. See, I messed up part of it because I was on a roll, is what it is. And now there's some technology I have not seen before, which is fascinating to me because I like to learn. I'm a lifetime learner of new techs, especially techs in investigations, and that will help law enforcement. Tell us a little bit about what the company does.
The company Vespereye, what we do is radio forensics, we would like to call it. It's not a term that is common known. It's actually ourselves who invented the term radio forensics.
Radio
because
forensics. I like it.
we felt that it's suitable for what we do. And basically, radio forensics for us is that we have a couple of products where we do BTS scanning,
Uh-huh.
we scan Wi-Fi, and we also have actually another product where we reverse the whole thing of providing a solution that protects against the other two products, what we do. So
Okay, so
that's
now
a very short story.
let's drive down a little bit and what it is. What do people come to you the most for? What is the technology used for then?
The main part and how it all started is that with our company, why we
Mm-hmm.
came up with the first product, the BTS scanner, or as we call it now, the Scout, is that there are technologies out there that do what we do, no
Mhm.
doubt about it. But
Mhm.
we're talking about IMSI catchers, or more commonly known here in US, stingrays.
Mm-hmm.
Um, they are, but these solutions are, first of all, they're very expensive.
Oh, oh boy.
Yeah, we're talking north of $500,000 if you have a serious equipment.
Mm-hmm.
That's number one.
Right.
Number two is they're very, how can I say, unpractical. They're huge.
Oh boy.
It's not something you just put in your backpack or in your shopping bag.
Right.
So that's number two. And then number three, very few, especially when it's coming down to more local law enforcement, PDs, they may or may not even have it
Mm-hmm.
for many different reasons. And how it started was that actually, since we're from Poland, the Polish law enforcement came to us and said, just because of this, hey guys, we have these IMSI caches, these stingrays, and sometimes we just want to go to crime scene.
Right.
We need to scan the BTSs, the cell towers on a crime scene. And
Mm-hmm.
bring this $500,000 plus equipment that is huge, large, it doesn't make sense for us. Can you find a solution that do the BTS? And the guys, the ownership, and they said, instead of finding, this is something we actually know ourselves.
Yeah.
So we decided to put together the BTS scanner, a device that scans for BTS stations. So
Very
that's
cool.
where it all
So,
started.
To give people a little insight, a BTS, very industry lingo, right?
Yes.
What are you referring to when you say BTS?
The cell towers.
The actual tower, right?
The AT&Ts of this world, the Verizons, they're towers that you see all over,
Yep.
where when you walk around with your cell phone connects to, so you get your cellular data, your phone data.
Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm putting this in Do Not Disturb. I can hear my email coming.
Yeah.
I forgot to do that. I'm like, what am I hearing? Like, oh, it's
No
my
worries.
computer. Sorry about that.
No worries.
So yeah, I mean, and I know cell phone examiners learn those basics, like what a BTS is. But for those who weren't familiar with it, base, what is it? A base station transceiver station? I think.
Yes.
But BTS
Base
stands
transceiver station.
There we go. See, I was trying to do it from memory too, and it was rough even on
Hard
me.
words to say, memory.
Yeah, it is indeed.
Especially on the third day of a conference.
Yeah. So let's talk about that a little bit. What kind of use cases would a law enforcement agency need this tool?
Yeah, the typical use scenario is that if you ask law enforcement agencies, investigators around the world,
Mm-hmm.
they may want to know if a person of interest have been in a specific location, and one of the best ways is hope that they have their cellular phone with them, and it was powered on, meaning that it will have talk with some cell towers around the vicinity of the area. And the problem right now, and why the Polish law enforcement came to us,
Mm-hmm.
was that they call again the Verizons and AT&Ts of this world and say, "Can we get the call data record?" And normally you get an enormous amount of data. We're talking
Huge.
enormous amount because
Huge.
yeah, exactly, because they give you data based on what they think, and because as you maybe know, they cost a lot of money. So the more they give, the more money they can charge. Obviously, um, I don't think, or I would like to think that money is not the driver, but definitely because what they think. But with the BTS scanner, you can go to the crime scene, push the button to start scan. So let's say in the vicinity of this location where we sit now, there is 10 cell towers,
Mm-hmm.
and if you push the scan, we can see that your person of interest device could only have uh, connected with tower 1, 4, and 6, meaning that you can then, when you have done the scan, then you call the mobile operator,
Mm.
said, give me only the data from 1, 4, and 6, and maybe give them also a time range between 12 p.m. and 2 p.m. So
Sure.
suddenly you have minimized to
Oh
be
yeah.
much more accurate. And what also is important to know is that if I'm standing outside,
Mm-hmm.
or if I'm standing here inside, or if I'm on the 20th floor of a building, you could have connected to completely different tower
Right.
because of signal strength, weather, the temperature, weather conditions, such as
So many variables, right?
it is. Or like I talked with a gentleman from New Jersey, and he said, so if I'm very close, to the river,
Mm-hmm.
I could see if my suspect maybe was connected actually to the Manhattan Towers, meaning he had to call those
Right.
guys
Right.
of Verizon maybe and say, hey, we need this. So it's helping in many variables, but first and foremost, it's
Mm.
about helping be more accurate in the data and
Mm-hmm.
help minimize the workload. Because there is some poor guy who have to go through these core data
Oh
records.
boy, yeah, I did a few of those cases in my time, and this sounds like a huge help. It was so confusing back. Of course, I didn't know what I was doing. Let's be clear. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't have someone like you to say, "Hey, now that I know you, though, excuse me, I
No,
know who to call." I could say,
exactly.
"Hey, we need some help, some knowledge," and your tool would be perfect because we would have known what to get and where that information to really help narrow things down for us.
Exactly, and it sounds so simple.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
but this simple thing could do so much help in the investigation, saving time, and also saving money. Because unfortunately, like it's so funny with actually the cost issue was not something that the Polish law enforcement
Mm-hmm.
had any problem, because in Poland, I understand that the mobile operators, if the law enforcement says we need CDRs, they have to give them.
Ah,
But like for me, home in Sweden, I talk customers here in the US, in Asia, they mostly, all of them have the same problem. It also costs a lot of money. Like I said, they can base the cost on towers, base the cost on how much data that you get,
right.
or if they're really good, they combine it to make it really spicy.
Oh, capitalism at its finest, right?
Exactly.
Phenomenal. Phenomenal. So, where can people go to get some more information? Obviously, last day of the show, they can't come here. So,
Exactly. So either you can go obviously directly to us to vespereye.com, but
Mhm.
for North American customers, we work in US with Tealtech and also in Canada.
oh, Tiltech, great.
So Bill for the US market and Bob up in Canada, they're happy to help anyone who's interested. But otherwise, if you want to have direct connection with us, vespereye.com.
Excellent. Hey, thank you so much for hopping on the show with me.
Oh,
I really
thank you.
appreciate it explaining to you. I know I'm going to have more questions for you down the road, and we're just limited here on time. Would you be interested in coming back on sometime?
Absolutely, we are
Okay.
happy to do that and answer your questions or any one of the audience questions.
Yeah, usually when we because we do this every Friday,
Yep.
or try to, and the regulars show up all the time, and that way they can ask the questions live to you. I'm sure there'll be a ton of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
because like we talked just before we jumped on.
Right.
Is there anyone? Yes, in theory there are solutions to do it, but like I said, we're talking stingrays, IMSI catchers. We're talking
Mm-hmm.
many hundreds of thousands of dollars,
Right.
which is very not so nice to work with. Here, our device is something you can talk. What is it? 8 inches times 8 inches, 2 pounds heavy.
Oh wow,
So you just take it in your backpack, go to the crime scene, and do it.
that's excellent.
And
That's
it costs
excellent.
just a small part of what an IMSI catcher
That's
costs.
a true salesperson, not giving up the price yet. So you got to get a hold of them to find that out.
You need to keep some secrets.
That's right. Well, hey, thanks so much for
Thank
hanging
you
out.
for having me.
Yeah, no
I
problem.
appreciate it.
Yeah. Hey, we're at Techno Security in San Diego. It's the last day of the show. So if you guys are interested in some of the agenda, what's going on at the show, jump on technosecurity.us and make sure you check it out. If you're not a member of Cyber Social Hub, which I know you are, I've seen you. We had a funny talk before. I'm like, man, you're so familiar. I've seen your face somewhere. I've seen your name. I don't know where it is. He's on Cyber Social Hub. That's exactly where it was. It's funny how it works. But again, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kevin.
And I'm going to try to do a smooth segue over here and make sure we shut this off. All right. Again, thanks much. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.